In Yoruba land, chieftaincy titles are bestowed upon individuals who have demonstrated exceptional service, integrity and contributions for their communities. Today, Social and Community News took a trip to Akotogbo in Irele Council area of Ondo State, where a respected son was conferred a traditional title. What a grandiose ceremony it was. Taboos play a significant role in preserving a community's cultural heritage by prohibiting certain behaviors deemed sacred or unacceptable. We also visit Obaile, a community in Akure metropolis, where restrictions on dressing are observed in certain places to maintain the town's cultural and traditional values. We finally move into the church, traditionally seen as a place of worship, but increasingly becoming an active agent of social change to correct ills in society. You won't miss any of this fun if you stay with us on Social and Community News tonight. My name is Omoshiliola Desoya Jaye. Welcome on board. First, the hardcore news. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa says healthy relationship amongst former and serving leaders of Nigeria, irrespective of political affiliation, is important towards advancement, growth and development of the nation. Aiyedatiwa, who received in audience former First Lady Dame Patience Jonathan at the Government House in Akure, the Ondo State capital, said unity, peace and progress of the country must always be prioritized. Aiyedatiwa applauded Patience Jonathan for identifying with the state and also joining in the celebration of the 95th birthday of Mrs. Keketobo Kuku, mother of former special advisor of ex-president Goodluck Jonathan on Amnesty Affairs, Kingsley Kuku. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole completes the story.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa was joined by some members of the State Executive Council at the Government House in Akure to receive the former First Lady of Nigeria, Dame Patience Jonathan. Patience Jonathan, who was in the Sunshine State for the 95th birthday celebration of Mrs. Keketobo Kuku, mother of former special advisor to former President Goodluck Jonathan on Amnesty Affairs, Kingsley Kuku, commended Governor Aiyedatiwa's leadership style and pledged her support for his administration, noting that his governance approach reflects commitment to peace and development.
We are here to work with you and to also congratulate you for your election. I am solidly behind you because when we look at the present First Lady at Senator Olu, she's my personal friend and my sister. We have come a long way. We are over 30 years that we know ourselves. So I'm always by her side. I'm always in her front, always behind her. And I am there to support her all the time.
Her Excellency Dr.
Governor Aiyedatiwa expressed appreciation to the former First Lady for visiting the state and honoring the invitation to celebrate with the non-Nigerian in Arogbebi Kingdom. Aiyedatiwa noted the healthy relationship among former and serving leaders of Nigeria, irrespective of political affiliations, is key towards advancement, growth and development, adding that unity, peace and progress of the country must always be prioritized.
What you have done is a show of love, and it's a thing of honor for me really to stop over to pay us a council visit and to want to celebrate with us our aged mother. So thank you so much for coming. Ondo State is one of the safest and peaceful states in Nigeria. So we, by the grace of God, guarantee your safety, your peaceful stay with us in Ondo State for the number of days you'll be spending.
The governor, who commended various initiatives of Mrs. Jonathan as First Lady, applauded her for collaborating current First Lady Oluremi Tinubu to advance the country.
And thank you for your relation with our mother too, Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu. You expressed it that you've known yourself for over 30 years. A wonderful woman, our current mother of the nation, and the shoe you wore some years back Thank you so much for the collaboration between both of you.
Aiyedatiwa extended its regards to former President Goodluck Jonathan, commending him for his enduring statesmanship and commitment to the unity and peaceful coexistence of Nigeria. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Strategic investments in research and development, modernized engineering curricula aligned with current industry needs, and stronger collaborations between academia and industry have been recommended to drive innovation and foster sustainable development in the engineering sector. These recommendations were highlighted during the dinner and award night, which culminated the 2025 Nigeria Society of Engineers Akure branch. Joy Pius reports that the theme of the event was engineering for a better Nigeria, innovation and progress in challenging times.
The week-long celebration of the 2025 Nigeria Society of Engineers Akure branch culminated in a dinner and awards night, attended by members, personalities and friends of the engineering profession. Chairman of NLC Akure branch, Oluwaseun Adeyeye, expressed satisfaction with the success of the 2025 Engineering Week, commending members for their efforts and contributions. Adeyeye emphasized that the theme, Engineering for a Better Nigeria, Innovation and Progress in Challenging Times, is apt, with engineers positioning themselves as solution providers.
At this point in time in Nigeria, it's engineers that can solve our problem. Without engineers, there's no nation. I'm very glad that 2025 Engineering Week come to life.
The guest lecturer, Charles Adekunle Adewolu, represented by Peter Akinwumi, highlighted the critical role of engineers in Nigeria's development, addressing challenges and proposing solutions to navigate them effectively.
Nigeria must invest in innovation hubs and industrial clusters. This ecosystem brings together engineers, entrepreneurs, and investors to accelerate progress.
Branch Merit Awards were presented to deserving members for their contributions to the engineering society and the community. Rufus Giwa Polytechnic, Owo, was honored as a winner of a quiz competition organized by the society, while Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers received recognition for their outstanding performance and teamwork. The event also featured the inauguration of new executives to lead the society for the next 1 year and induction of new members.
I implore all of us, whichever division you belong, please make sure that you practice in accordance with our ethics.
Let us be engineers who don't just witness history, but who build it. We have a choice. We can define as those who talk about problems or as those who are solution givers. Let's choose to give solutions. Let's engineer a better Nigeria.
A key highlight was the cutting of the 2025 Engineering Week cake, symbolizing the celebration's success. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
Yes, we take a short commercial break now. When we come back, the news continues. Please don't go away.
Nigerians' commitment to achieving universal health care coverage is reflected in the unwavering dedication of my administration to uphold this right for every individual, young or old, in rural or urban areas. Health is not merely the absence of disease, but the embodiment of physical, mental, and social well-being. It is a fundamental human right.
Nigeria as a global agricultural powerhouse, supplying quality produce to international markets while ensuring every citizen has access to affordable nutrition.
Powered by Grassroots Movement for Tinubu GMT, Ondo State Chapter. GMT, in God we trust.
Some say learning is fun, but as a mom, I see how demanding it can be for my child. That's why I ensure he starts every day with a cup of Bonvita. Give your child Bonvita. It contains essential vitamins and minerals that support mental and physical vitality. Bonvita. Prepare them to win every day.
Glad to have you back, and thank you for still staying with us. A pall of grief has descended on Garinfaji village of Sokoto State following a tragic boat mishap that claimed the lives of 6 persons. The incident involved dozens of passengers crossing a local water channel through a boat which capsized, causing its occupants to plunge into the river. Sokoto State Emergency Management Agency said out of the passengers on board, 6 people were confirmed dead, while 19 others were rescued by local divers and first responders. 3 individuals remain unaccounted for, fueling fears that the death toll may rise. Russia has blamed Ukrainian drone attacks for a fire at the nuclear power plants in its western coast region, saying several Russian power and energy facilities had been targeted. The plant's press service said there were no injuries and the fire was quickly extinguished. Firefighters were also sent to a blaze at the port of Ust-Luga in Russia's Leningrad region, which holds a large fuel export terminal. The regional governor said about 10 Ukrainian drones were brought down and debris had sparked the fire. And that's what we have on the state and national fronts. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, it will be time for social and community news proper. Welcome back. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. Before one is honored with a chieftaincy title, one must be a person of good character. These age-long wise words came to the fore in Akotogbo Kingdom, where culture, tradition, and honor converge as Rotimi Wemimo, Senior Special Assistant to the Ondo State Governor on Agriculture and Agribusiness, was installed Bobajiro. The prestigious title conferred by the Larobo of Akotogbo Kingdom, Oba Michael Akinfolani, and his Council of Chiefs encapsulates Wemimo's remarkable contributions to the community's socio-economic growth and cultural heritage. Our correspondent Abidemi Akirotoye reports on a day steeped in tradition and joy, a truly inspiring.
Culture is more than heritage, it is identity, a bridge connecting generations through language, values and traditions. That connection came alive in Akotogbo, Irele Council area of Ondo State, where the air reverberated with chants, songs and the redeeming beats of drums, heralding a day of honor. The grand arrival of Rotimi Wemimo was nothing short of regal, surrounded by friends, associates and dignitaries from far and near, as he stepped into a scene of cultural elegance at the King's Palace. The traditional rite soon began. Seated before Oba Michael Akinfolarin, Wemimo received royal blessings, prayers and words of affirmation, not only from the monarch, but also from the Olori and other high chiefs of the kingdom. With each ritual completed, anticipation grew. Then came the moment, the formal pronouncement of Rotimi Wemimo as Bobajiro of Akotogbo Kingdom, sealed with a certificate and echoed by jubilant chants from the people.
Chief Bobajiro of the source.
For Wemimo, the honor was more than a title, it was a call to service. Speaking with joy and gratitude, he pledged to uphold the values of the throne and work tirelessly to preserve the cultural heritage of his people.
It's a challenge. He's an advisor to the king, to the community as a whole. We pray to God give us the strength and the wisdom to actually be able to actually honor those obligations that was given to us.
The celebrations continued in Okitipupa, where a colorful reception brought together an impressive gathering of political leaders, community stakeholders, and well-wishers.
No, it's actually deserving because Wemimo has been a very, very important person to all of us. Most importantly, within the government sector and the business world, he's a voice. And he has done a lot in terms of the agribusiness sector. For me, I congratulate him. He's a good guy, and I hope he will contribute to that community.
In terms of relationship with the people, you could see the calibers of people that have honored this occasion. It's all about his character. He's such a very humble personality.
It was an evening of cultural display, complete with traditional songs and dance.
He has been doing good. And being SSA in the state too, he coordinated the whole system, bringing about unity. So for somebody like that, Bobajiro is the best thing he could get from that Akotogbo Kingdom.
This is a recognition of his contribution to the society. You know, the king has recognized him, you know, because of what he has done.
For Akotogbo Kingdom, this was more than a ceremony. It was a reaffirmation of identity, an echo of history, and a promise that tradition will never fade. Abidemi Akirotoye for Osrc Social and Community News.
A truly inspiring display of culture, honor and service. Congratulations to Rotimi Wemimo on his donation as Bobajiro of Akotogbo Kingdom, a title well earned and a legacy just beginning. Who would have imagined that a marketplace, which is a meeting spot for buying and selling, and everyday chatter would also tag along with a rule and that speaks volume about tradition and identity. In Obaile, a serene community in Akure North local government, there is one such ancestral law. Women must cover their heads before stepping into the markets. Why does this custom exist? And why does it still matter till date? For social and community news, Blessing Obe takes us into the heart of Obaile to uncover the story behind this age-long practice.
Markets are often described the heartbeat of a community, a lively arena where people trade, connect, and share life experiences. Across most Nigerian towns and cities, women walk freely into the market without giving much thought to what they are done or wear on their heads. But in Obaile, things are done differently. Here, tradition demands that every woman covers their head before entering the market. This rule is mostly observed in the town's major market. However, today, the market is unusually quiet. Since the passing of the Oloba of Obaile, its gates have remained shut. According to customs, it will stay that way until a new king ascends the throne. Curious about the reason behind this tradition, we visited the Oloba's palace. The regent explained that the rule is more than just appearance. It is about respect and spiritual balance.
Òòṣà kan wà tó ń pè ní àjìjà. Ó máa ń wá sọ́jà lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti rí obìnrin tó ṣí irun sílẹ̀, ó máa ń jà, ó máa ń bínú. Òun ló máa ń kọ̀ sí ìjì, atẹ́gùn. Atẹ́gùn á máa ṣílé, tá máa gbé nǹkan, tá máa ṣe fa wàhálà oríṣiríṣi. So ìdí nìyẹn tán fi ní kí obìnrin má máa ṣí orí sílẹ̀ wọnú ọjà. Wọ́n máa ń sọ fún wọn tó bá lẹ́ni tó wọnú ọjà tí ò borí. Àwọn tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ onílẹ̀ tán ti mọ òfin yẹn, wọ́n á tètè sọ fún wọn bó tiẹ̀ ṣe áǹkì ló wà lọ́wọ́ wọn kan fi cover orí wọn.
Residents also say the practice as sacred, a piece of heritage that binds generations together.
The reason why women cover their hair before they enter market is because sometimes the market doesn't move well. It is culture. Like I said earlier, it is their culture. Even other market too, like our market and Yogi market there, you see some women, they must cover their hair without anybody telling them. They must cover their hair before entering the market, and it is culture.
Lóòótọ́ ni kí obìnrin tó wọnú ọjà wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ borí. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe ni kì í ṣe Ọ̀bàlẹ̀ nìkan ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Oòduà.
For centuries, covering the head here has symbolized cleanliness, modesty, and reverence. Some believe it shields women from spiritual harm. Others see it an act of honor to the community and its unseen forces. Yet, not everyone agrees. In a world leaning towards individual modernization and freedom, some voices argue that head covering should be a matter of personal choice, not obligation. The tradition of hair covering is not unique to Obaile. Similar customs persist in other parts of Nigeria, where culture and spirituality weave into daily life. For Obaile, the act of tying a scarf before stepping into the market is more than just a rule. It is a quiet reminder of identity and continuity, a bridge between yesterday and today. And as long as these values remain cherished, this tradition, like many others, will continue to stand the test of time. Blessing Ube for Osrc Social and Community News.
That report tells us that in Obaile, culture speaks volume before commerce. A simple headscarf becomes a symbol of respect, identity, and spiritual connection. It's a powerful reminder that in some communities, tradition still leads the way, even in the marketplace. Moving on, traditionally seen as places of worship and spiritual retreat, churches are increasingly become active agents of social change. They now confront some of society's most pressing challenges, from drug abuse and domestic violence to youth unemployment. Our correspondent Adetunji reports on how some local churches are stepping beyond the pulpit to transform lives through sermons with purpose and outreach programs.
In communities where addiction steals the future of the youth, where domestic violence thrives in silence and unemployment leaves families struggling, the church is emerging more than a sanctuary but a center of healing and hope. Across neighborhoods, churches are rising to the occasion, using the power of the gospel to comfort and confront. Sermons now tackle real-life issues head-on, addressing dangers of substance abuse, trauma of domestic violence, as well as the pain of joblessness, with messages of responsibility, resilience, and redemption. But the messages do not stop at the altar. Many of these churches follow up through their actions, launching rehabilitation initiatives for drug users, providing safe spaces and counseling for abuse victims, and organizing empowerment schemes like vocational training, business mentorship, and job placement for the unemployed. Yeah, faith is not abstract, it is tangible. In soup kitchens, skill acquisition centers, homes rebuilt, and lives restored.
The church does not have the money to put people in big, large-scale businesses, but in our own little way, we have been supporting a little businesses. And then there has been a lot of effort on the part of the church to train young ones on what they can do with their hands, developing their minds, developing their skills in some areas like tailoring, like confectionery making, and the rest of them.
Domestic violence in this our generation has become something else. A lot of persons are losing their lives as a cause of domestic violence. So the church have taken it upon themselves to sensitize parents, sensitize husband and wife, talk to them in case one of them is ready to change.
Many beneficiaries, these church-led programs have been a turning point. Former addicts now lead group just as survivors of abuse now counsel others. Those once unemployed presently run small businesses empowered by faith-backed support.
One of the things that the church will do is that to preach the gospel and they come out of it. So for our society to be better, to every church out there, to every believer, to every pastors out there, what we need to do majorly is discipleship, following our youths up.
From the pulpit to the street, churches are showing that religion can do more than inspire, it can intervene. By blending spiritual guidance with practical help, they are addressing gaps left by policy and governance, changing stories of despair into testimonies of renewal. The modern church is not just preaching change, it is living it. Ayoluwa Tomiwa Adetunji, Osrc News.
Yes, from the church to the street. This is also an indication of how churches are evolving beyond spiritual spaces to become active forces for social transformation. And that's it on social and community news tonight. Stories of culture, compassion, and celebration reminds us of the strength in unity and the beauty of shared value. Thank you so much for staying with us. Good night.